Hey sis, do you like K-pop? Do you like drag? Well, a K-pop drag superstar Soju's in the house, so stick around for an amazing interview.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Ooh, okay. All right. Oh. Ooh, what is this? Oh, I like it.
It's my new hit single. It's soon to be Grammy Award winning single.
I like it so far.
Yes.
It's very good.
It's called Fall in Love Again.
Yeah.
And it's coming out Monday officially.
Okay.
Yes.
And you wrote it about me, basically.
I mean, I didn't know we were going to talk about it.
Oh, we will.
No, but yeah, it's coming out. So this is like a preview.
Yeah, a soft opening, you know?
Soft opening, yes.
Awesome. What's up, guys? I'm your host, Ollie Drennan. I'm joined by, you already know who this person is, Soju in the building. Thank you. Yes, thank you for being here with me today. And
yes, of course.
Talk all things K-pop, drag. We're going to talk about a little bit about Drag Race. And of course, obviously, all your projects coming up. We're going to talk about Fall in Love Again, which we just played. I'm super excited to hear all the details and the inspiration behind that.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can also talk about how I won season 11 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Well, obviously, that.
True winner.
Right.
Yes. Chester always calls me the Southern Belle from South Korea. All that, but I am the most, I am the only K-pop queen.
Right.
On RuPaul's Drag Race. So yeah, that's basically what I like to call myself, K-pop drag princess.
And I mean, you were obviously sent home first, but the cyst. Like, come on. That's been in every single freaking episode. I even mentioned it earlier. Mm-hmm. So you kind of own this season.
You can't unhear the word. I mean, everyone's probably just saying cyst, but like, it sounds like cyst. And I saw that on Netflix. Like on all the subtitles, it would say cyst.
Because Drag Race is on like other countries of Netflix.
Yeah.
Why isn't it America? Explain. What's the deal with that?
It's all money. It's all
fair.
money and business, you know. No.
It's not fair.
But yeah, the cyst is great. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope I can grow another one so I can go back for another season. But that's all I get. Like everywhere I go, everyone always asks me, I have to ask, how's the cyst?
Right.
And I was like, I hope it's gone. It's been almost a year. Mm-hmm. I mean, I hope it's still not there.
Did you check before you got here?
Did you? I wanted you to check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
I didn't know there was. I didn't know there was gonna be a camera, but you know what? I'm used to it. Mm-hmm. Having cameras.
Camera ready always. 24/7. Well, I do want to know before we get into the interview, like, how are you doing? Because you've just I know you were talking before this that you're kind of on a break, but you've been through so much these past few months with Drag Race going on and everything. You know, obviously you just had DragCon. That's the last time I saw you, and obviously. What else?
Finale,
you
reunion.
did the season 11 finale tour, right? So how are you just feeling after everything that's happened?
Oh my gosh, it's been great. I mean, the break is nice. I think I needed it,
right?
Because from finale, reunion, DragCon, and straight into the tour, only 8 of us went on the tour for the West Coast because the rest is doing an East Coast tour in July. But so they got this break, but like. The girls that had to do the West Coast tour, we had to go straight into it from DragCon. So just our bodies were so tired that after all this was done, I got really sick. Mm-hmm. So like I needed this break more than I thought I needed it. So I mean, it's great, but like watching the finale, watching the reunion, and DragCon, I'm really glad that I got to show more of my like looks and what I can like deliver, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people didn't get to see that from my season. They only saw me wearing that ugly dress in the first episode. And then the second episode, I love Silky Girl, but like she did me dirty with those looks. So like, I didn't get to show a lot of it.
It was the contour.
Oh. Was it a contour or a bruise? I don't know.
I was just happy that you came back because some of the queens didn't come. Like Kahana, where did she go? Mercedes didn't come back. I think that was just those two, right?
No, and Raja didn't get to come back.
Raja didn't come back.
Yeah,
but it's like you came back for a reason. They're like, we want our sister back.
I mean, they knew what they were doing. They wanted to talk about the sis. They didn't show a lot of it, but actually Ru and I had like a really lengthy conversation about my cyst and about my health issues. Like I remember at one point, like Ru looked at the producers and was like, "You want me to keep going about this?"
Oh my god!
But they didn't put it in there, unfortunately. But it was
not even like
a
bonus deleted scene on YouTube.
Well, RuPaul's Drag Race, if you're listening, send me those clips, please.
I know. I want to see them too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know you didn't want like a Eureka situation when Eureka had to go home. Just like, oh, we just want you. We don't want you to be a liability.
No,
So.
well, exactly. They kicked me out real quick.
Well, I just want to know, because obviously you're the K-pop queen. Like there's no other K-pop queen. If there is, like, I'm sorry, this is the only K-pop queen we have right now.
No, there are K-pop. There are queens that do K-pop, but I'm like the advocate of like K-pop drag.
You were the first to me and everyone, the fandom.
Okay.
But when was like the first time you kind of stumbled? I mean, you're Korean, obviously, but when was the first time that really K-pop resonated with you as a fan?
Well, I feel like there was 2 phases. First was when I was in Korea and I was exposed to K-pop, and that was like when K-pop, when it first started. I'm aging myself.
Well, what year was that? Because I don't even know.
1876.
Gotcha.
No,
Gotcha.
it was 1991 when I was born, and then like it kind of started in 1995, like around that time. And I just remember as a kid I was really into it, but then when I moved to America, I had to like kind of like control my love for my Korean culture, just to like, you know, because I lived in Iowa, you know, like I didn't want to be seen as this Korean kid, you know.
Yeah.
And then after high school, I kind of like realized that being Korean is nothing to be ashamed of, and as an immigrant, like that's part of my identity, you know. So that's when I started really loving K-pop again. So there was a little break in the middle, but yeah, after high school is when it really became a thing. Yeah.
Who were some of the big like groups and idols that really resonated with you and really influenced you?
Well, definitely 21, because CL's my girl, you know. She commented on my post.
I saw that. I see every time you get to interact with them, and it makes me so happy, because that's like a dream come true for you.
It's crazy to me, because like, okay, so 21, CL, obviously. And then Girls' Generation was also my favorite. And then now I'm like, I'm friends with Tiffany Young. I'm just kidding. We're not friends. But like, you know, we text,
you
get
know, to interact and
exactly.
You know?
I would have never guessed that this would ever happen, you know? So like, yeah, Girls' Generation, Big Bang. We won't be getting into Big Bang. But like Super Junior, 동방신기, like there's so many that like when I got back into K-pop, it was really poppin'. Yeah.
So there's a break? What's up with that break?
Well, the break was when I moved to America.
Oh, okay. All right. And so obviously K-pop came first, and when you started drag, were you always going to incorporate K-pop into your drag, or did it take time to kind of like, okay, I'm the K-pop princess?
Well, performance-wise, I always liked using K-pop music. Like even if it's like a big mix of American songs, I put a little bit of K-pop in there. But like my looks and what my identity was for Soju, it wasn't very K-pop. It was gonna be Korean, you know, Korean drag queen. But K-pop came out when I was actually like on the show on Drag Race. Like after I got kicked off the show, I had a month where I couldn't go out really, because I wasn't able to like expose, you know, myself in public, or else people would have known that I went home early, because I was supposed to be filming.
Right.
So like I had a lot of time where, one, I worked out a lot, so I lost a lot of weight, and then two, like I really wanted to see who Soju was, and during that time I was like, you know what? I love K-pop, and I actually want to do it, but every time I was scared too. I was like, I need to push through with this, no matter if like a lot of people don't understand or don't like it. So that's when Soju became the K-pop drag princess. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that's really like a lot of fans of K-pop can kind of like relate to the fact that it's kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like K-pop, I love K-pop, I'm a K-pop fan, but I feel like it is very heteronormative still. That's not like necessarily a bad thing, but you know, you want to see representation within something that you love, like, and I feel like a lot of fans saw that, like, oh my gosh, there's a K-pop princess who is a drag queen, and you would never really imagine to put those two together, like K-pop and drag and queerness. And so I think that's why a lot of you resonate with so many fans, especially Asian fans.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, because as a gay Asian, like you watched K-pop and you always like fantasized, right? Like, oh my God, what if one of them is gay? I mean,
No,
let's be honest,
me.
more than one of them are gay.
No,
But they're not allowed to obviously be gay, be openly gay at least. So like it was really important for me to not be so shy or embarrassed about, you know, who I am as a person, because I knew that the kids that were watching, that other K-pop fans that were watching, I didn't want them to ever think that I was like I was trying to hide my identity as a gay man. I mean, not only am I K-pop princess, but also out of drag, like I am a gay, you know, gay boy. So there's that too.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you just kind of resonate with everyone.
Yeah.
You know, it's awesome.
I try to.
What do you have to say to, or what's your advice to people who, I guess don't feel ashamed, but feel a little like ostracized from people, friends, family, whatever, who kind of look down on them for liking K-pop? Because that's something that I've had to deal with, and I know a lot of fans or fans of yours maybe go through like criticism of liking K-pop, you know, because you don't speak Korean, you don't know what they're saying, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. So what's your advice to them?
I mean, like back in, I don't know, wait, how old are you?
A girl never really. No, I'm 26.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say we're similar in age. Like back in our high school, middle school days, those were the weeaboos. The kids that were into anime, into the Japanese stuff. So like I feel like K-pop fans are kind of like that now. Right. But if you guys are out there and you're in high school or you're in middle school and you like other kids are like, oh, like why do you like that stuff? You just have to keep doing your own thing. You know what I mean? Because I liked Japanese anime and music in high school because I felt like I was a minority, and no one understood me. You know what I mean? And that was an alternative to what everyone else liked. So it almost gave me a strength, you know, in a sense, and kind of like a community. So I think that's what K-pop is also doing right now. Is that you might not be the most popular kid in high school, but at least you know. With K-pop, you have this community, and I think that sense of community is actually really, you know, important and strengthening, you know, kids' confidence. You know, so I say go for it, keep doing it, and you know, if you ever want to talk about it, then you guys can come in my comment section and we can talk.
And the fact that K-pop is gotten so mainstream with like BTS and all their success in the US, Blackpink, my girl,
yes, in your area.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So. It's just really cool. And even then, I think I remember seeing something that you shared, Sunmi, right, from Wonder Girls. Well, she didn't come out as queer or LGBT, but was it more so she's just an ally, right?
Right, I think that's what she was trying to say. Yeah, I don't think she was like, I'm a lesbian,
but that's scissor. Cool. Like, I feel so many people can see that, like, oh my gosh, there's an ally in K-pop.
Exactly, and that is unheard of.
Right.
Because I remember when Boa wanted to come, Boa is like Britney Spears of K-pop, and like she came to America, and she was part of I think either the LA or Long Beach like Pride Parade. This was back when she did Eat You Up, when she tried to cross over and failed miserably. No, but like that's incredible. That's crazy, right? And then like the younger kids, I'm sure, and at the time when I saw Poa, you know, like being part of a Pride Parade, I was just like, oh my God, they love us. You know, they get us. Now like Sunmi's out doing, you know, Hyuna.
She's on my.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. Blackpink, you know, like there are these big people, you know, saying I'm an ally. Like that's, I don't know, that's so crazy that I'm like living in this period.
Because growing up and just kind of like idolizing and Girls' Generation was for me, and literally watching their music videos over and over again and just never really expecting well, that was like what, 9 years ago, whatever, but how much progress. It's not a whole lot of progress, but it's progress, you know. It's cool.
It is progress, and it is because of the kids that are listening to K-pop in America that are forcing K-pop to become a little bit more understanding of different culture and different even the LGBT community, because they see money talks, you know, and we're the ones who's buying the albums, you know, promoting their music video, you know, so they know that they have to somehow change the K-pop industry, or else it's gonna stop being global, and they're gonna just have to stick to Korea, and Korea is not gonna like that, and they're not gonna let that happen, because music industry, entertainment industry in Korea is like one of the biggest in Asia right now. you know, so they're not gonna let that go, you know. So I think it's a good thing, and that's why it's important that we as international fans continue to talk about K-pop, because that's what's forcing the change.
And shout out to all the allies of K-pop, such as and queer allies as well, like Halsey, you know, obviously with their song with BTS, and Charlie XCX with BTS as well. So they got Nicki Minaj. Like, Jesus Christ.
I know.
I mean, but I love BTS. Don't get me wrong. But I hopefully more, you know, K-pop groups and idols can kind of collaborate with.
Yeah, I heard somewhere that well, Blackpink did one
with Dua Lipa.
And I heard Rihanna did something, but we'll see.
With Blackpink. Well, she's working on her album so damn long. That's another story.
Girl, yeah, that's another story. But like, yeah, SM is doing a lot of collaboration right now, I think. But none of the music came out yet, so we'll see.
So I did open up for fan questions, but we can go that more towards the end. But your friend DS, who I love, DS, because I found out about him through Ring the Bell, because I'm a wrestling fan as well. I love the girls, the divas. Well, now they're women superstars. Anyways, shout out to him.
Did they change the name?
It's like they're just superstars. Everyone's superstars.
Okay.
But still, there's the divas.
Did you see that DS actually changed his Instagram handle?
Yeah, Nintendo DS to DS Shin, right?
You get few thousand followers on Instagram, and you have to take yourself seriously, change your Instagram handle and everything. It used to be Nintendo DS, which is so cute.
Yeah.
And now it's like DS Shin.
Oh, professional. But I know, DS did tweet and said, "I'm so proud of you, sister. Tell me how hard you work to be where you're at." People don't know that shit. So what are some of the hardships, struggles that you kind of went through maybe before Drag Race?
Okay.
And kind of, or even just during you becoming a drag artist?
Yeah. Okay. So I think what he's talking about is the fact that, like, because I went home first on season 11, like, people automatically assume, and this is when I found new respect for everybody that does Drag Race, is that no matter what place you got, we all spent the same amount of money. We all spent same amount of energy and work to get there. And even if you went home early, you didn't get to show any of that, and you got sent home. And then people judge you only by what they saw on TV. So I think what he's saying is that people don't realize the reason I grew a cyst, the reason my tendonitis was flaring up was because I was so stressed. Between getting ready for Drag Race, we had DragCon, and I was contracted to be there.
Like last DragCon, right?
Yeah, last DragCon. So, like, not only did I have to get ready for Drag Race, but I had this DragCon weekend I needed to get ready for, to work. And during that's when my cyst started growing. And, like, we had, like, basically 2 weeks to get ready for the show.
Damn.
And that's, like, 50 looks, you know, trying to get ready. And pulling money from God knows where, you know. Thankfully, like, I did have the funds to do it, but I had to go in debt and stuff. Like, all those things. And with Shot with Soju, we literally hustled so much to get to where we are now with Shot with Soju. Like, we would be cramped inside, like, bar closets doing interviews with people just to get away from the sound.
Because it was by in Roscoe's?
In Roscoe's, yeah. We did most of it in Roscoe's. We did some at basement of Berlin nightclub. But those all happened during when I had a full-time job. I owned a taekwondo school, so I had a small business. So I was a business owner in the daytime. I'm in the suburbs, which is like hour and a half away. Damn. I drove into the city.
Hour and a half away.
Get in drag. I would close the taekwondo school, go to the restroom, get in drag, drive to the city, do all this, and then come home, and it'll be like 4 a.m. Damn. And then I would wake up at 10 a.m. to get to taekwondo again. So it's like, I've done all this, and a lot of people don't respect it or like give me
just
credit.
Even know the fact that you do that.
And then now all they judge me is based on what they saw on Drag Race. So I think that's what my friend means. And he was there during all my hardship, and I think that's why he gets almost like personally hurt when people kind of like discredit me. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
so
amazing.
Thank you, DS.
Yeah, DS is amazing. He's such a great. He's awesome.
He is a good friend.
And I'm happy that he's been your sister to help you, support you,
yeah,
and vice versa.
And I'm happy for all his success with his YouTube channel. Now DS Shin.
Right.
Yeah, much
and
luck.
I love whenever you're on the show as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's always a joy. And
it's an educational.
Lola, you know, it's fun. So speaking of Drag Race, because you were on Drag Race.
Yeah.
So Was there anything? Okay, well, I don't really want to talk about Drag Race, honestly, because we're here for talk about your music.
Music and Drag Race, I don't mind, yeah.
But I guess another fan question. I already know the answer to this, but this is from my friend. This is the only reason I'm asking this. Said, who are you planning on doing for Snatch Game? And that was Jennifer Coolidge, right?
Jennifer Coolidge.
Right.
Yeah. I realize now that I don't sound anything.
Would you still do Jennifer Coolidge?
I would still do Jennifer Coolidge only because I love her so much.
Right.
And when I was learning English, I watched... Okay, so I forced my parents to buy me 2 movies. One was Legally Blonde. And the other one was Bring It On. And oh my God, they didn't know I was gay? No, but those were the 2
But they're like,
cassette
look at
tapes.
these women. We're going to have these female show or female films. So.
Oh yeah, they probably were like, oh wow, he likes chicks. No, but that's what I used to watch. And Jennifer Coolidge... Okay, so at the time, I didn't know any better, obviously, because, still learning the American culture. Didn't realize that white people can also have Asian eyes. And when I saw Jennifer Coolidge, I kept thinking she was Asian.
Oh my gosh.
Because
she
has this, Asian eyes. Like, she has eyes like mine. I thought she was Asian. I thought Renee Zellweger was Asian. And, that's why those 2 are my top pick for my characters.
Right.
And,
that's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to do Jennifer Coolidge. And I also, for the audition, I did another person, and it was Connie Chung.
Okay.
And the joke was, I made Renee Zellweger and Jennifer Coolidge so ridiculous, but then Connie Chung had no accent. She was perfect.
Oh my
made it. Yeah, so that was my audition tape.
amazing.
Maybe I'll post it someday.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe, if there's ever another All-Star season, that you might...
There is, of course, they're gonna do All Stars until the day we die.
If they ask you for All-Stars, would you do it?
I think it has to be where I am in that time period, because right now, no, I would not say
after
yes.
everything that's happened,
after
so
everything,
much stuff.
I just need time to rebuild, not only for Soju but for Tony too.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just need time in my life, because it's really important to me that I keep my sanity in check, and more than anything, I have to have a strong foundation before I go on. That's what I realized. And if I go on right now, I know that I wouldn't do well, just because I wouldn't be confident, because I don't have a strong foundation right now. Right now everything's off balance. I need to balance everything out. Financially, emotionally, my family situation and everything. And then I'll go back, because once I go back, bitch, I am not holding anything back, and y'all better get ready. Was
there any challenges for your season that you wish you really could have rocked?
Any of the acting challenge? I love acting challenges. I went to fine art school from 4th to 8th grade, and I love drama class the most, because it's improv and all that stuff. And
which is what we're doing now. No.
Well, kind of, yeah. I mean, I love anything like that, putting me in a spot, especially in front of a camera. That's where I'm most comfortable. So anything to do with interview, those fake interviews, or acting challenge. Also, I like to dance. I don't like to say I stop myself. I'm not a good dancer, but I love to dance. So those dance challenge, singing challenge, I would have rocked that.
What looks, a runway look that you're bummed that you missed out on? It was cool it's obviously cool that you still get to post them and stuff, this would have been my look for the Fringe or whatnot, or this, or even when you go on with Michelle, What You Packin', you get to showcase some of your looks. So what's a runway that you kind of were like, oh, I wish I could have walked down the runway though in this?
I mean, I've been posting some of my looks, and the way I went about it is I didn't want to be those drag queens that, I mean, shout out to them, but they always do the pictures in front of a green screen, and they edit those really cheesy background, and I didn't want to do that. So I picked my favorite photographers from different cities and did photo shoots, and then posted them. But each picture kind of wasn't meant just to show my outfit, but I want it to be an artful, thing. And people just been ripping me up, but they're we can't even see the look in this.
Really?
And stuff. So I stopped posting them, because not only was it disrespectful to the outfit, but to the photographers, and it was their artwork,
That's another thing that I feel the Drag Race fandom, you think it would be this loving community. It's very toxic and
very judgmental, very toxic.
Very death threats. I do not understand that at all from this community where there's all of these queer people, but also allies of the queer community.
Yeah.
And so that's why I love Drag Race and everything, but it's and the fans and whatnot, but it's like a double-edged sword. And you even see it like the Vulture article. And what's your opinion on that? Where like the article where everyone, it's nice to showcase all the covers and whatnot of all the amazing queens, but to have like this ranking system, like I didn't even read it. Like I read like the top 3, which was, I think the first one was Bianca, second one was, Alaska.
Probably, or Trixie or something.
But it's like the Trixies. No, not to discredit them. Like we love them and everything, but someone else did this and ranked them, which is something that is so reminiscent of the fan base. Like a fan, it sounds like a crazy fan wrote this article. So what's your take on like the tiers and just kind of like, these are only queens on Drag Race too. So what's your thought on that?
I just thought it was really unnecessary. Like, I don't mind if you rank us or anything, but first of all, I wasn't even in that fucking list. So there you go.
You weren't?
I don't think so. I couldn't find myself in the list.
Because it was like 100 queens. Like I said, I read like the top ones. Yeah. So I don't even know.
And also, we're not stupid. If you have, it's like, who was your audience for that? That's what I want to know. Because if it was the drag fans, we already know that Bianca Del Rio and Trixie and Katya, like those are the big ones, So like, I don't understand what the point was to make that article. And then if you read the little captions they have for each queen, it's almost offensive. Like, it's like you put this amazing queen who, again, I said, spent the same amount of money, spent the same amount of energy to be there, and then you're saying, oh, she's known for having this argument. Just one sentence and boom. And then that's how you rank them? Like, bitch, what?
Because the photos we're taking at DragCon, right? Like, I remember every queen was in the press room. I didn't even go in the press room. Yeah. But
me neither. I remember specifically, I was like, okay, if you want a picture, you can come to my booth where I have my own lighting. Because I knew something like that was going to happen. Yeah.
And also, convention lighting is terrible.
It's
to
homophobic.
Begin with. It's very homophobic.
Yeah.
I know Monet was like so vocal about that, and I like that. It, like I said, it's like a double-edged sword. It's cool to get out the queens on its mainstream platform, but also, it's like also you're pitting queens against each other.
It just felt really like disgenuine. Is that a word? Disgenuine?
Yeah,
ungenuine?
So.
Like it just didn't feel like there was any purpose to that article. It just felt like, okay, we have these set of pictures of a lot of drag queens that looks horrendous, and then so let's make an article that make people talk, and then that's basically what they did, which is really cheap, but whatever.
Well, something that's not cheap, something that we're all really excited about, is your music and all your other projects.
Yes.
So Tamara, we played it earlier, your song. Tell me about your song, Fall in Love Again, and the inspiration behind it, because there's a fan question said, well, you can answer this whenever. What was your best memory from Artfully Dove? What was your best memory while recording and writing the single?
So I wrote it with Eric, my producer and songwriter. He does everything. I wrote it with him, and I just remember, like, in my head, I just had the fall in love, fall in love, fall in love again. That's all I had, and then we built everything else around that. But basically, what I wanted to do was, so I freshly, got into a relationship, and before that, it's been about like 5-6 years before like I even had like an actual boyfriend.
Really?
So I've been in love once, and the heartbreak was so hard that I like literally went through this phase of like, I want to be a slut, and then I literally was a slut.
I didn't know I did that to you. I'm kidding. No, please continue. Please.
So I came.
Can we have you moved? Did you see that? Can we have you moved a little to the left?
Oh, to the left.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Technical difficulties. Yeah. Please continue.
Wow, I didn't even know. Okay. What you call me? No, I'm sorry. So like when I got into another relationship, current boyfriend, like I was like, scared, and I didn't know what it was gonna. It was supposed to be just a hookup, and then it turned to what it is now, which is like my second love, and that's what I wanted to write about, was falling in love again. Like kind of, it's weird the second time because you walk into it now knowing the things that you already know from the past.
Right.
But I don't think I don't think we should forget about the heartbreak. I don't think we should forget about the past, because that's how you learn, and when the second time it's even better, you know? Because like you try not to make the same mistake, and you try to learn from your mistakes, and it's like scary at first, and then when it happens, and when you let it happen, and when you let yourself fall in love again, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to write about this. I want it to be real, because before I had So Juicy, which was just about partying, and then K-pop Idol Reject, which was about, the struggle of like not fitting in this mold, K-pop mold.
Right.
And I just always want to just tell like a real story. And as a gay Asian, like we don't really get to express about our relationships, and because of our family issues or whatever, even our friends, like Asian friends, like we're careful about what we say, just because they're Asians are not used to talking about gay stuff at all, So it was really important for me to just like, you know what, I'm in love and I'm going to talk about it, and I'm not going to be shy about it. So,
yeah, because I'm not Asian myself, but I have the Asian eyes. No, but my friends, my Asian friends, from what I get from their like their family situations, there is that expectations of marrying the opposite sex and going to school and all
having kids,
and having this, I keep saying it, the heteronormative kind of path, you know, and it's frustrating. It's
even when you come out as gay, they
still
at the
want
end of the day expect you to just live a straight life, or if you. And then when they truly accept that you're gay, then your boyfriend, again, now you're back to the Asian stereotype where it's like, okay, so is your boyfriend a doctor? Or is your boyfriend a lawyer? You know what I mean? So all these expectations. And it's important. I think it's important that we all just publicly talk about our real lives.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was really nice to see it on Drag Race, bringing up Drag Race again with obviously Plastique. And yeah, so what's some of your kind of advice to some of maybe those Asian fans of yours that kind of are feeling lonely or feeling a little ostracized from their family or peers or whatever because of those expectations?
I mean, that's why, Plastic and I, we always like make sure that we know, what we're representing. Right. And both of us are very vocal about it. The reason is because we were so like lonely. We didn't have, when we turn on TV and watch our favorite show, we didn't have anyone like us representing us or even talking about the real stuff that we go through. So I mean, if there are kids out there that are still feeling that way, then I really encourage them to search Asian queer entertainers, because they are out there. Margaret Cho was someone I looked up to so much. Like they're all out there, and you're not alone, and that there's a time where you're going to find your confidence, find the courage to live your truth, and it's not always going to be the same for everyone. I think a lot of people ask me these questions like, what is the answer? Right. Because you're doing it now, like what is the answer? But I'm still trying to figure it out myself. Yeah. And
then on top of that, every situation's different.
I don't want to encourage anyone to follow my footsteps. Yeah. But hear my story and take it for what it is, and then feel. I don't want you to feel lonely. That's my goal. Yeah. It's not like, okay, now you got to follow my footsteps, because everyone's life is so different. Right.
So it's like, don't jump off that cliff. You can wait a little bit. No. So let's see. I don't know if I should go to. Well, okay, tell me about KCON, because...
KCON?
What? This was not planned.
At all. Shout out to Winnie. She gave me all this KCON.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, she works for KCON.
I love it. Can I borrow it? No, I'm kidding. So you're going to KCON this year. Are you doing
LA.
KCON LA, because KCON New York is next month, but it's like two different events, obviously. So do you have any plans particularly for KCON or any of your Soul Train parties?
So I introduced World of Wonder to KCON. And so I have a K-pop series and World of Wonder.
Which also comes out.
It already came out.
But did it though?
It did.
But even in the North America, I thought it came out tomorrow. Am I stupid?
That's my single.
But I thought they both dropped tomorrow.
No, the first episode came out on Plus.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you have Wild Presents Plus,
gotcha.
My K-pop series is already out. And during that time, I was like, I brought in Winnie from KCON to talk about Korean culture and stuff. And that time I was like, you guys need to work with KCON because KCON is basically 3 times the size of DragCon, you know, like with the concert venue and everything.
It's at the Los Angeles Convention Center.
It
but
is.
then they have the actual concert too.
Actual concert, they take up the whole like stadium. But like, so World of Wonder might have a booth. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but like if they do, then you know obviously I'll be the one that's representing the Drag Race, you know, fandom in KCON. But also our Soul Train panel has been approved for KCON, so I'm also gonna do a panel. Last year I was the first drag queen to be invited to KCON, and this year I will be performing.
Fall in love?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe more.
I mean, there's more music. I'm working on a lot of music right
All
now.
right.
Okay, so like if they ask me to perform, I might do a 30-minute set. Make sure you guys bring your dollar bills. No, I'm just kidding.
That's so exciting, though. Are there any groups or idols that you're excited to see this year, or hoping to see?
I'm hoping to see BTS because last year I didn't get to.
Oh.
And obviously Blackpink.
Right.
You know, those 2 are like my top right now. Obviously Twice. Yes, fancy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
so
really excited
excited.
for KCON because last year I didn't get to do a concert. I didn't get to go to the concert because I had a gig and you know she needed the money, so
Right.
she had to do the gig. But like this year I took the whole weekend off. I'm going to KCON and I'm going to the concert. I'm gonna get my high fives.
That's
and
amazing.
Take some pictures.
All right. Well, awesome. This brings us to, well, we're running a little short on time, just a little bit, but we have some special segments to do.
All right, let's do it.
So speaking of K-pop, I'm just curious. We do this thing at AfterBuzz. It's newly introduced where we do big top 3. And I just want to know, Soju, what is your top 3 K-pop idols or groups ever in the world? I know, is this a hard question? Who are your big top 3? In no particular order. Who are those 3 that you just? Those are the 3.
Is it 3 people or 3
or groups?
Okay. Well, CL.
CL.
It has to be obviously, and Poa, and Iori.
Oh, okay. Or any particular reason why those 3 like really stand out to you?
Well, CL fashion, her live performance, her mannerisms, everything. It just
Doesn't she
embodies.
speak like 5 languages? Too?
I'm pretty sure, bitch. Like she can do no wrong. CL is literally so underrated at this time, and she just inspires me so much. And Poa, because again, when I was growing up, like she was the Britney Spears of K-pop, and she's one of the people that got me back into K-pop, you know, and when she went to Japan and did her thing in Japan, like that's when K-pop started becoming global. So she was a pioneer, you know. I love like all like female anything like Kill Bill, everything.
Me too.
And then Iori was part of the original K-pop generation called Pinkle, and when she started doing her solo, that's when she became this biggest K-pop star in Korea. And into her 40s, she still makes music, and she still looks so hot. Like, she's so inspirational, too. I mean, those 3, I really do truly look up to. Obviously, there are so many groups that, you know, I, like, thirst over. But, like, these 3 are my top 3.
Well, speaking of more groups and just sharing the love, this is bringing us to another special segment of Who's Your Bias? So basically, I'm just going to tell you a bunch of groups, and you're going to tell me who's your bias from each of these groups. Okay. And if you don't know them, or I'm sure you know them.
Do I, though?
I'm sure. You're so cute.
I'm old, okay? So I don't know all the names.
I'm kind of old. Okay. But or if you don't know names, maybe just like
describe them,
or maybe your favorite song from the group.
Okay.
So I already know the answer to this one. 21.
CL.
Okay, since that one was a throwaway, what's your favorite 21 song?
Oh my gosh, Can't Nobody is really good. In the Club.
I love you. I love that one. That one stands out to me. I love you.
Those are good. In the Club is really good too.
FX.
Oh my gosh. Victoria. She's
Queen.
so flexible.
She's a leader. I think I like Crystal.
Crystal's, yes, obviously. She's pretty. Yeah, but Victoria was the talented one, I think.
Underrated. She was the underrated.
Definitely.
Luna was amazing.
Yeah, but Victoria.
The shade. Insert shady sound effect. Sistar.
Hyorin.
Yeah.
I mean, she is so good. Like good,
Mariah Carey
amazing
status.
singer. Yeah, amazing dancer, and also pretty sure she's an ally too.
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
She's always in LA.
Is she? Where?
She's always booty popping around somewhere.
I need to freaking find out where she's. Wonder Girls.
Sunmi.
Yeah.
Definitely. It used to be Yubin,
Yeah.
who's the rapper, but then Sunmi is now our
she's
ally.
an ally.
So you know
I have
what
to
I'm saying.
Oh my god, that the
knew.
comeback where they had the instruments.
Oh my god, and then like she unzipped her pants.
That was so good.
And like the camera zooms into her vagina. Amazing.
So
amazing.
Total
True
ally. Right. Red Velvet.
Red Velvet. Irene. She's the prettiest, I think.
For me, it's Wendy.
Okay,
Wendy.
well that's fair.
I love Wendy so
Isn't
much.
she the only English speaker?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
I think you're right.
I like her.
Blackpink.
In your area? Lisa.
Yes, I love Lisa.
I am a bias of international K-pop stars. So I mean also Lisa is one of the most has the most following on Instagram.
Does she? From
Yeah.
Blackpink?
No, from all of K-pop idols.
Really?
The most.
I didn't know
amazing?
that. I didn't know that. I thought like Jenny was the most popular. Wow.
Well, I heard Lisa is.
Okay.
I might be wrong,
That makes me happy.
but I want to believe that
What
it's
if it's
Lisa.
Good for you, Lisa. 4 Minute.
Oh my god. Hyuna.
Right, Hyuna.
These are easy. You already knew these questions.
No, I really didn't know.
I went to a Hyuna concert one time.
Me too. This is where I got this. I went
really?
to the one when she did her North America tour near Staples Center. So it was LA Live or I don't know. Anyway,
I love
Nokia.
Hyuna.
Yeah, she's awesome. Twice.
I
don't even know. Momo.
Again,
I feel like she's a go-to.
she's Japanese. She's the
is
dancer
she?
of the group. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people. There's
Chinese.
there's a Thai.
Yeah, there's
Thai.
a Taiwanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
AOA.
Oh wow, I don't know AOA. I know AOA, but I don't know members.
Okay. I don't know where they're at. They're kind of sleeping. I don't know.
I don't know.
AOA song. Favorite song.
I know.
Do you have another
Next.
one? Ooh, and of course, last but not least, BTS.
Oh, Suga.
Suga.
Yeah.
RM.
Because people say I look like Suga.
Really?
Out of drag.
All right.
But Jimin too. I mean, he's so sexy.
That's a go-to for sure.
I think he's gay.
I'd be happy if he was.
I'd be happy if any of them were gay, actually. I'd be happy if their manager was gay. Shit.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, BTS is like, I used to look down on people that liked BTS because I was
Really?
like, I was one of those kids that were like, oh, that's mainstream now in K-pop. Like, no, I like the alternative. But once I got into BTS, I'm in it, like elbows deep.
All right. Damn. Okay, that's a little freaky. Well, on that note, we are unfortunately gonna have to wrap up. Unfortunately, our countdown went down.
That went by so fast.
It really did. That felt like 10 minutes.
I'll need to come back next time.
All right, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, until then, what other projects do you want to promote, plug, and obviously, where can we find you on social media, Soju?
Yeah. Everything on Shot with Soju. My K-pop party is called Soul Train, like Soul Train Party. And also I have a new song that I'm making currently with Vanjie, Plastique, and Ariel.
I didn't know that. Did you tweet about that?
No, I haven't yet.
Is that an exclusive?
It's an exclusive.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's
so
a collaboration
cute.
that no one asked for, but it's coming.
Well, I'm ready. It's gonna be like a surprise announcement, like
Yeah.
no date.
No date.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
all
but
right.
it's in production right now.
And all social media at Shot with Soju.
Shot with Soju.
Well, until then, make sure you download Soju's single tomorrow.
Yes,
Monday.
Fall in Love Again
Fall in Love
tomorrow.
Again. And I'm your host, Ollie Drennan. It's been a pleasure, Soju. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
사랑해요.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.